Okay, guys, random one, okay? I just want to discuss something, okay, very, very quickly. Recently, somebody said to me, I am the most human person that they've encountered. They said to me, oh, nah, that's not what I meant when I asked them, like, to delve into it the next day. But trust me, mate, I don't forget things. I remember things, I'm telling you, okay? And that got me into a question, what does it even mean, like, to be a human in the first place? Like, whenever you meet somebody, ask them, oh, hello, like, off-base first interaction, you say, oh, hey, how are you doing? Like, what is your name? And that kind of things, right? And then they just tell you some superficial stuff, not superficial stuff, but like, of course, it's going to be superficial. Like, it's a weird one. It's such a weird one because you can discuss something with somebody, and then the first thing they tell you is, oh, what they do for a living, right? And even that phrasing is a bit crazy. Like, what do you do for a living? Like, in order to live, you must do this certain like job, like your role in society, kind of thing, right? So you say some, oh, like, oh, blah, blah, tell me, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Like, these kind of questions. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know, but especially when you meet someone for the first time, it makes sense for you to ask these kind of questions in the first place so you can gauge like the kind of person they are, right? But then in order to, okay, basically what I'm getting at is this, okay, like, what is somebody's identity? What is their primary identity, pretty much, isn't it? Because you meet somebody and they'll tell you, the first thing they'll tell you is what they do for a job, right? But then if they die tomorrow, that job is going to be filled by somebody else anyways, and that job was around a lot longer, most of the time, that job was that job was around for a lot longer than the person's life or existence in the first place, isn't it? Like, I can be a flipping, what could I be? I could be a plumber right now. Let's just say I'm a plumber, okay? For example, plumbers existed before I was born. They would continue to exist after I was born. So am I just a puzzle piece? I was pushed into that position, and it's so weird because, especially when you're growing up, life is so structured. Life is so structured in your like adolescent years and your younger years. So you're in primary school, you're in high school. It's so linear. There's so many linear progressions. I don't know if you guys are global from different parts of the world, right? But then there's always a level of like, what's going to happen in the next year, few years, on what stage you're going to hit. But then the moment you hit 18, or the moment some people hit 16, maybe if they hit 21, if they continue all the way into uni. Right now I'm doing my postgraduate degree, isn't it? But the moment they hit these things, they're thrown into the real world, and they're thrown into it so viciously, so ruthlessly, and they're just told survive, pretty much survive. And then after that, it's no longer structured legally, it's now structured socially, if that makes sense. So you find people getting married out here, you find people doing, like, I don't know, man, they're doing things because the next thing. I'm 23 right now. There are people that I know that have got mortgages now. I wouldn't do that because, I fear the Lord, but I'm just saying that's a bit of a mad one. It's a bit of a crazy one. And you think, why are they doing it? Maybe, is it because, like, that's just what is left to do, and then life is just a set of objectives for you to, like, pretty much finish, and once you're done, you die, pretty much, isn't it? And that reality is a bit of a mad one to comprehend or understand, isn't it? And then I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a very, very, very weird and crazy one. So whenever you introduce yourself to somebody, you think to yourself, and they tell you a lot of these things, just keep that in mind. A lot of them are just living to fulfill certain objectives that have been placed upon them for whatever reason that they think is correct to do. I'm not saying don't go out here and chase your dreams and do that kind of jargon, but I'm just saying, like, how much of what it is that you are is socially conditioned upon you, and how much of it isn't. Is a very, very, very interesting one. It's very intriguing because, are you, like, what is your identity? Have you guys ever asked that? Who are you? And maybe I'm just young right now. Maybe I'm just 23 and I'm just asking myself these kind of questions. I'm in my younger years, So you have to be self-aware in that regard. We are just the sum of our experiences, but then you have to think to yourself, like, where do you want to take it? Where do you not want to take it? Why do you not want to take it there? I always tell my friend, my good old buddy of mine, I tell him, pick a path, choose a path, walk a path, change the path, and eventually you'll find your path. And then I've been trying to live by that. I've been doing a lot of things, out of the box things. Oh my God, if I tell you the kind of life I've lived 10 lives in the past week, for example. The amount of people you encounter, the amount of people you meet. A lot of the things that I say are not things that I say for the sake of saying it, but the things that I've experienced myself generally. So you find people that are doing things just for the sake of doing it, or they do things for the sake of their family, their parents. And even if they do something for the sake of themselves, they're not even self-aware enough to realize that that idea of the sake for themselves is one that's been purported to them from a young age. So it's a bit of a weird one. You got the rise of people like Andrew Tate coming about because People need to be told what to do. Like, there's such a need to be told what to do, especially when you reach after 18, 19, and then you realize that adults that are older than you, they don't know what to do either. So it's a bit of a mad one. So yeah, I don't know, man. So we can discuss this. Massa, we can discuss this as if I'm talking to an actual person, but we can, I don't know, man. Like, if you guys are interested as well, and you can want to talk about random stuff, you can, yeah, I'll be down for that kind of stuff in the comments, if I even post this, if I even end up posting this kind of stuff in the first place. But I don't know, man. It's a very, very interesting one. Second of all, I'm writing my book. Random tangent for another point. I'm writing a book right now, and this book is going to be a madness. I'm telling you right now for free. I wrote the first 20k words. I'm going to rewrite those 20k words because it's kind of ass, but I'm just saying I'm going to do some anyways. So yeah, peace.